Danny Flexen for Seconds Out. Delighted to be joined by Mick Hennessy. And Mick, we've got something of an announcement to make. I don't know if you want to tell them or shall I?
Yeah, really excited, Danny, because this week we're going to get the opportunity to show the undercard on SecondsOut.com. We're going to start. We got 3 real quality fights on the undercard, and they're all going to be shown in their entirety on Seconds Out, and build to the main Channel 5 event. So really, really pleased to be able to do that. And obviously, your viewers can actually see this worldwide as we build up to the Channel 5 show.
Yeah, it's great news. I know the first show of the Boxing Unlocked partnership, we were quite keen to do it then. It came a bit too soon, I think it's fair to say. And then we've got it over the line for this one. And 3 really exciting young prospects making up the undercard as well. You've got Idris Virgo and Michael Hennessy Jr., your son, of course, who were both on the show a couple of weeks ago. But I think, with no disrespect to them, the one I'm most excited about is probably Stephen McKenna in his UK TV debut. Very exciting Irish prospect.
Absolutely, yeah. I've known Stevie, Aaron, and Fergal, the family. I've known them for a hell of a long time because, as you know, Michael spent a hell of a lot of time boxing in Ireland, and on squads and stuff over there. And so I got to know the family. We'd see each other regular at championships, shows, their squad training and stuff. So. Lovely family, first and foremost. Great fighting family, and they've been making waves in the US. Both brothers, both Stevie and Aaron, doing big things. I mean, obviously being trained by Freddie Roach now, but upsetting, the odd major name over there with their sparring and stuff.
Yeah, they're not shy about talking about the sparring either, which I think is pretty cool. And just exciting to watch.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, look, Stevie, 4-0, 4 KOs, and he's like an absolute tornado. I mean, he's just, he's an absolute machine. He just start to finish. He doesn't let his opponents breathe, and he's the type of fighter who will keep that going. He'll as the rounds go up, he'll still keep that going because, I know that, Fergal used to train him very, very hard, back in Ireland, and he's still obviously a major influence in the camp with Freddie. So that, they've always been super fit as amateurs, and now as pro, they're obviously taking it to another level because it's a full-time business. But, when you look at the names they've been sparring at the wild card, and some of the names they've been upsetting, is very interesting and very impressive.
And then we've got Idris Virgo, who, if he carries on performing like he did just under 2 weeks ago, he'll shed that reality TV star tag for good, I think. The body shot knockout he scored was the highlight of the night for many people.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, look, you've got to give credit where credit is due because, people were queuing up to give Idris stick and basically, a lot of people were saying after that outburst, he needs to back it up. And he certainly after talking the talk, he walked the walk, and that was a hell of a body shot. I mean, there was just, his opponent, was aggravated by Idris and he wanted it. And, but that was one of them shots. It was just impossible to get up from. He hit him sweet in the solar plexus. And you could hear, at ringside, it was a real heavy thud. And, we was all sat around and, me, Isaac, Michael and a few others, the team and stuff. And we all kind of winced as soon as it landed, Yeah. So,
you mentioned Michael there. He's obviously a highlight of the undercard as well. Got great response from the YouTube commenters on the post-fight interview we did with him on the last show. He's back again, taking the latest step in a burgeoning pro career and building a fan base all the way, although no one can watch in the venue. A lot of people getting to see him, the exposure on Channel 5 this time around on Seconds Out in its entirety. Really looking forward to seeing him in action again.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Michael, last time out had a real tough fighter in front of him, a real hard case. And, let's not forget, the guy sort of called him out sort of like 4 months before in lockdown. He has his own gym. He's 28 years of age. You could see he was in fantastic shape, and he had a long time to prepare. And the thing is, unfortunately, for a young fighter like Michael, as he's one of his old amateur trainers used to say, Lee Wilkins, he's everyone's FA Cup final.
Yeah.
When they when they turn up for him, they turn up in the best shape of their life, and they turn up, wanting it more than they've ever wanted it. So it's hard for him because he always gets the best version of whoever he's fighting, and he certainly did that night. But I think, for me, I was very, very pleased with him. I thought the improvements were there to see, basically. And he's a young man at a very young age who's being matched very, very hard, and he's benefiting from it because you can see he's getting better and better and better. And look, the easiest thing, I'm in this business. If I wanted to get him knockovers, easy fights, it would be very easy to do. But would he learn to fight in the long run, or would he end up having a major shock and not realizing how tough the game is? That's what you've got to prepare for. And Michael himself, he basically, he likes to be in fights. So very excited for this one. He's in even better shape. He's getting better and better by the day. And he shook off the rust from lockdown, and he's really itching to go in this one. He's got, again, he's got an unbeaten kid. He's got a 1-0 kid, 27. Hard man, strong man.
Just tell us about your reflections on the card, what you were most happy with, and also anything that you didn't like and you might tweak for this week's show.
Yeah, I was very, very pleased overall. The only thing that was weren't quite right for the last show was the food.
Okay.
It was a new experience for us, and we kind of didn't know what to expect. And although the food was fine for most people working the show, it wasn't fine for the athletes. So that is something that we've had to speak to everyone, and we've had to address. But other than that, I know production have made a few tweaks. There's a few things they've realised from the experience that they could do even better. Even though I feel like the studio, that how it was dressed up, how Channel 5 done the production. I know I'm biased, but I thought that was probably the best so far.
Yeah, I thought it looked really good actually. The way everything was kind of split up, it gave it a real event feel. I really liked it.
I was very impressed, really, really impressed. And, they said they're going to make improvements on that. So it's something to look forward to.
And without going into too much detail, were you satisfied with the ratings, considering it was the first show after lockdown on free TV?
Well, I always, anyone I spoke to, I always said, forget about the ratings for this first fight, because one thing, I've been doing it many years on terrestrial TV. And many years on Channel 5. And one of the things you need momentum. People need to be see the shows regular. They need to, they need to roll the shows, and then the ratings just get better and better and better. And we was nearly 10 months out, basically. So, and it was coming, it wasn't an ideal date. It wasn't the best date for a TV show. And, there was other things going on as well. So we just knew that we had to get that one out of the way to, again, just like the fighters, shake off the cobwebs, basically.
And we know this one is going to be the first, I believe, people out there will correct me if I'm wrong, but the first European title fight since lockdown. I think we've had a couple of world title fights, one of which was, of course, on pay-per-view, and British title, but nothing in between. It's a huge fight. It's not just a good fight because of the title at stake, but Alex Dilmaghani against Samir Ziani, it's a very well-matched fight. Whoever wins that does deserve to go on to the next level.
Oh, definitely. I mean, this is a fight that I went after because I thought to myself, we all know styles make fights, but these two are going to meet head on in the ring. This is a great clash of styles. It's going to be a great fight. There's no two ways about it. It's got to be, and I believe that my man Alex Dilmaghani has got the edge in each department, and he will come through. And he'll come through in style, and he'll be European champion. And that's saying something. That's me saying something, because Samir Ziani is a truly world-class European champion. He really is a world-class European champion. He's managed and looked after by a great fight man in Gary Hyde, who really knows his stuff, and as you know, advised him and guided him very well. So it's all there for the taking. Two quality fight camps, two world class fighters fighting for the prestigious European title. And it's been, to be fair, it's been very, very hard to keep together because it's without having gates and stuff, and without there being sort of like much international sales about as well. European titles are expensive titles to do. It's been really hard, getting all the neutral judges in as well, because by the day, sort of certain countries are being put on the quarantine list.
Of course, yeah.
So that's had its fun and games as well. But touch wood, we've managed to hold it together so far. So it's a great night of boxing, and everyone involved is very excited.
And Alex was, of course, in what for a lot of people was the British Fight of the Year in his last fight against Francisco Fonseca, also on Channel 5. If he can reproduce even, a portion of that, people are going to be in for a very entertaining night.
Definitely Fight of the Year. Fonseca fight was an incredible fight. I'll say one thing though. I know lockdown has been hard for so many people, but this is one thing I believe that has worked to Alex's advantage. You know what he is? He's a consummate professional. He's a perfectionist, and he's used every second in a positive way. He's took himself to new levels now. I mean, his body, I've never seen his body in the shape it's in. I mean, he's a beast at the moment. I think we're going to see something very special on Saturday night.
Great stuff. Well, we look forward to streaming the undercard and then tuning in ourselves for the big two fights, Isaac Chamberlain and Matt Sen, of course, and then the main event itself.
Yeah, the great thing about that Isaac's fight this Saturday is that he went down the storm, Isaac. I mean, everyone's loving Isaac, and the good thing about that is that Channel 5 are going live with Alex and Samir. They're going live with the European title fight first, but as soon as that finishes, Isaac Chamberlain's live in the ring. So, and then, they'll do probably a roundup of the best of the action on the undercard, which will have been shown in its entirety on SecondsOut earlier in the evening.
Great stuff. So there's something for everyone.
Yeah, absolutely. We've tried to do it that way, and I hope that Stevie McKenna's a big deal for Ireland. He's making Ireland proud, Northern Ireland and Southern Ireland, all over the world, and I'm sure that they'll all be tuning in. And I would imagine that he's got a lot of American fans now as well, which can they can actually see the fight on SecondsOut. So. Yeah, absolutely. So I would imagine there'll be a lot of people from around the world tuning in, and then they get to see major boxing on Channel 5 from 10 p.m. and they will see the best of the undercard again.
Great. Well, Mick, we really appreciate your time, and we can't wait for the show.
Yeah, I'm getting excited talking about it. I've got to leave early tomorrow morning, but it's all becoming real now, Danny. So looking forward to it.
Great stuff. Take care, Mick, and we'll speak to you soon. We'll speak to you during Boxing Unlocked this week.
Lovely. Thanks, Danny. Take care.
Mate.